Hello dear student in grade 5. Today inshallah we're gonna talk about rounding decimals. Here we have Adam and Sarah. They are in their way and they have to buy pizza and cupcake. So here, what do you think? Who's gonna buy the pizza and who's gonna buy the cupcake? So Adam here is close to the pizza restaurant, so he has to buy the pizza. And Sarah, she's close to the bakery, so she has to buy the cupcake. So we're gonna use the same strategy in rounding decimals. But first, we have to know what does rounding means. Rounding, it's replacing number with a simpler number that is close to the original number. So if I ask you, 3.4 is close to 4 or close to 3. So what do you think? How we can round it? So here in rounding decimals, we can use two strategies. The first strategy is midpoint strategy, and the second strategy, rounding rule strategy. So the first strategy we're gonna use is the midpoint strategy. So for example, here we want to round 3.4 to the nearest whole number. So first, we're gonna draw the vertical number line, and then we're gonna write the two whole numbers that 3.4 lays between them. But the question is, which two whole number that 3.4 lays between? So here, the whole number we have here 3, and what is the number next? So we have 4. So 3.4 is laying between 3 and 4. So we're gonna write 3 down and write 4 up. And now we have to put the midpoint. So what is the midpoint between 3 and 4? So it's a 3.5. So now we have to put the given number here on the number line. So we have 3.4. So now 3.4 here is below 3.5. For this reason, we have to round down. So we're gonna round it down to 3. But if we have the given number is at or above the midpoint, so we have to round up. So our answer here is 3. Okay, and now we have another example. Here we want to round 3.46 to the nearest tens. We're gonna make the same steps. First, we have to draw our vertical number line. And here we have to underline the tens place. So the tens place here is 3.4. So 3.4 is laying between which two one decimal numbers? Is laying between 3.4 and 3.5. So we're gonna write 3.4 down and 3.5 up. Now I have to put the midpoint. So what is the midpoint between 3.4 and 3.5? So here we have to put 0 here in the hundredths place, up and down. And here, what is the midpoint between 3 and 40 hundredths and 3 and 50 hundredths? It's a 3.45, 3 and 45 hundredths. Now we have to put our given number here on the number line. We have 3.46. We're gonna here put it. So 3.46, it's below or above the midpoint. So here it's above the midpoint. So we're gonna round up. So here our answer is 3.5. Let's take an example. So here we want to round 3.465 to the nearest hundredths. What's gonna do? The same steps. So we're gonna draw here our vertical number line, but we have to underline the hundredths place. So which one is hundredths place here? Yes, it's 6. So here we have 3.46. So 3.46 is laying between which two decimal numbers? So it's laying between 3.46 and 3.47. Okay, here what we have to do to get the midpoint, so we have to put 0 up and down to be 3 and 460 thousandths and 3 and 470 thousand. So what is the midpoint? Easy. So it's a 3 and 465,000. Now we have to put our given number on the number line. and check it's below or above the midpoint. So here it's at the midpoint. So what we're gonna do, round up or round down? So we're gonna round it up. So here our answer here is 3.47. So now let's take the second strategy. So it's round and rule strategy. So what's the round and rule strategy? So here we're gonna find the number, look right next door, 5 or more, rate the score. 4 or less, let it rest. What it means? So here we can classify the numbers into two groups. The first group is strong numbers. Strong numbers, yeah. So here, what are the strong numbers? We have 5 or more. So 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, they are strong numbers. And the second group here, 4 or less. So if we have 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0, so they are weak numbers. So, the strong numbers, so what we're gonna do here when we find strong number, so we're gonna raise the score. So we're gonna raise the number. So now how we can round the numbers? First, you're gonna underline the place that you wanna round to. Second, you're gonna circle the digit to the right. And then if it's strong, we're gonna add 1 to the underlined digit. And if it's weak, so we're gonna keep the digit. So here, let's take an example to understand how we can round. For example, here, we have to round 341 to the nearest tenth. So here, we have to underline the tenth place and circle the digit to the right. So here 1 is strong or weak. So 1 is weak number. So here it will not give 4 anything, so we're gonna keep it. So it's gonna be 340. So now how we can round to the nearest whole number? For example, here we have 34.1. So we have here to underline the ones place and circle the digit to the right. So 1 here is a strong or weak number, so it's weak. So we're gonna keep 4, so to be 34. Another example, here 97.7. So first we're gonna underline the ones place and circle the digit to the right. So 7 is weak or strong? Yeah, strong. So we have to raise the underlined digit to be 98. Okay, here, how we can round to the nearest tenth? For example, here we have 34 and 16 hundredths. So we have to underline the tenth place and circle the digit to the right. So here, 6 is weak or strong? Strong. So we're gonna raise here the underline digit to be 34.2. Here, we have 54.74. Where's the tenth place? Yes, it's a 7. We have to underline it. And circle the digit to the right. So 4 is strong or weak? Weak, yeah. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna keep the number. So it's gonna be 54 and 7/10. And now we wanna round to the nearest hundredth. So where is the hundredths place here? It's 5. So we're gonna underline 5 and circle 7, the digit to the right. So 7 here is strong. So here I have to raise the underlined digits to be 34 and 16 hundredths. Okay, another example, we have 97 and 743 thousandths. So what about the hundredths place? It's 4 and circle 3. So 3 is weak or strong? Weak. So we're gonna keep the number. So it's 97 and 74 hundredths. Okay, now how we can round to the nearest thousandths? So for example, we have here 34.1654. And as usual, we have to underline the place that we want to round to. So where is the thousandths place? It's a 5. So we have to underline 5 and circle 4. So 4 is, weak. So here we're gonna keep the number. It's a 34.165. Let's take another example. We have here 54.7488. So where the thousandth place? So here it's 8 and circle another 8. So 8 is strong, so we have to raise the score. So it's a 54.749. And now we have finished our lesson for today. Thank you so much and see you next lesson.